Weather's on.
From Two-Face.
Hi. Noob. Oh well. Why are you on here? Get off. How tall are you? I don't know. Last time I checked, I was 4'11". I think I've grown since then. I'm like 5'. Are you still safe? No. Gladly not. I still cough, so I don't know why.
I'm gonna learn how to be good with Genji by YouTube tutorials. You go, Hunter.
You look how to be good with Bastion. How to be good with Genji on Overwatch.
What the hell is she doing here? What's going on, guys, and welcome to the complete hero guide for Genji. Originally known only as a robot ninja dude, Genji Shimada the Cyborg is a high-skill mobile assault hero. Capable of fulfilling a variety of different playstyles, Genji functions as an effective counter to many heroes, capable of both dealing impeccable damage with deadly shurikens, as well as reflecting almost any enemy attack. While his primary attack may deal less consistent damage than many other assault heroes, his incredibly high mobility, coupled with his ability to deflect enemy attacks, makes him one of the most deadly heroes in Overwatch. So let's take a look at everything you need to know to dominate as Genji. After being severely injured by his brother Hanzo, Mercy and the Overwatch team saved Genji's life by building him a new cybernetic body. This cybernetic body grants Genji the ability to both climb walls as well as double jump. Armed with his shurikens and sword, Genji moves quickly through the battlefield, capable of covering both vertical and horizontal distances with incredible speed. These skills make Genji an extremely effective flanker, as he can work well on both attacking and defending teams. Genji spawns with 200 health and has a movement speed of 6 meters per second, making him the fastest hero in the game alongside Tracer. Let's start off by taking a look at his abilities. Genji throws a flurry of shurikens as his basic attack. He can store a total of 24 shurikens in each clip and can use this basic attack in 2 distinct ways. His primary fire will unleash a straight line of 3 projectile shurikens with perfect accuracy. His secondary attack, however, will instead cause Genji to throw the same number of shurikens, except in a cone shape in front of him. Regardless of how they're thrown, each shuriken will deal 28 damage and has no fall-off, and can headshot for double damage. However, while the primary fire can only be used once each second, the secondary attack has a faster fire rate and can be used twice per second. As such, while Genji's secondary fire is far weaker at longer ranges, up close it can be absolutely devastating. Genji's first special ability, Deflect, forces him to take a defensive stance for 2 seconds, during which time he cannot attack but will deflect almost all incoming attacks with perfect accuracy, damaging the opposing team. It's important to note that Genji's Deflect applies not only to basic attacks, but can also be used to completely counter enemy ultimates, such as Hanzo's Dragon Strike and Zarya's Graviton Surge. Projectiles that Genji cannot reflect include Winston's Tesla Cannon, both firing modes of Symmetra's Photon Projector, the primary fire of Zarya's Particle Cannon, and Mei's Endothermic Blaster. When used properly, Deflect is one of the most powerful abilities in the game and can counter entire enemy team pushes. We'll look more at how best to utilize this ability later in the video. Genji's second ability is Swift Strike. When activated, Genji dashes straight forward for a set distance, dealing 50 damage to all enemies he passes through along the way. Swift Strike can be used to both initiate engagements, finish off low health enemies, and to maneuver quickly around the map. While it can typically be used only once every 8 seconds, the cooldown for Swift Strike will reset whenever Genji gets an elimination. As such, you can use it to quickly chain kills between multiple targets, and frequent use of this ability will both massively increase your damage in fights as well as make you a much harder target to hit. And finally, Genji's ultimate ability, Dragon Blade, causes him to unleash his katana, disabling his standard attack and replacing it with a melee range slash that hits all targets within a small cone in front of Genji. Each swing deals 120 damage to any enemies within its range, and Genji can swing his katana once per second. Use Swift Strike in combination with your Dragon Blade to quickly close the distance on enemies to secure eliminations. As the cooldown on his Swift Strike will then reset after each kill, you can subsequently dash towards your next target and chain multiple kills together. Now we know about his weapons and abilities, let's take a look at the strengths and weaknesses of this hero. Genji's power relies on 2 core factors, his high mobility and his ability to deflect incoming attacks. With Swift Strike and Cyber Agility, Genji is able to move rapidly through the map, accessing areas which are inaccessible to most heroes. This makes him an extremely effective flanker, as he's able to move quickly past the enemy team to pressure objectives or take out backline heroes. Swift Strike also gives Genji the ability to have great control over which engagements he wants to take part in and which to avoid. Use this ability to both finish
not with
off
the white stripe.
fleeing enemies, as well as remove yourself from
Are you on
engagements
Overwatch yet?
find you've overcommitted.
No.
Deflect also
Still playing Batman?
excels at
Yeah.
one-on-one engagements, as he can both
When's it gonna be
attacks
over?
around, as well as
I
make
don't
himself
know.
effective
Well, the game is over. I'm just playing as Catwoman because she has.
As such, Genji's
to do
vulnerabilities lie with heroes and situations.
Oh,
which
do
limit
you
his
want me to
cyber
invite you
agility
then?
and ability to deflect. Heroes with similar
now.
movement to Genji are a large threat, as they limit
Okay.
his ability to engage in
I thought you said you were gonna
fights
leave
as
after
he
you
pleases.
beat the game.
As
But
Genji's shurikens only deal moderate damage, he is generally unable to burst kill enemy heroes, and as such, his ability to reflect incoming attacks both offensively and defensively is essential. Heroes who cannot be blocked are especially dangerous to Genji and should be avoided wherever possible. The effectiveness of Deflect is also diminished in large group engagements, as Genji will only block attacks which come from the front, and when surrounded will take damage even when deflecting. Now we've looked at some of his strengths and weaknesses, we're going to finish off the introductory guide with some general tips to turn you into a true ninja warrior. First up, let's talk about how to use Genji's dash. Swift Strike is an absolutely essential factor in Genji's kit, not only as an offensive means of attack, but perhaps more importantly as a means to quickly move in and out of engagements. While Swift Strike can be a great means of initiation, be careful not to dash into a potentially dangerous situation, as unless you're able to secure a quick kill, you'll be stranded and left without a quick means of escape for the next 8 seconds. Our next tip is all about picking your fights. While Genji is extremely well matched in many situations, he's also heavily countered by a number of heroes. Unlike some hero matchups, it is almost impossible for Genji, no matter how skilled, to win matchups against his hard counters. Heroes which effectively counter Genji and who he should generally avoid include Winston, Mei, Symmetra, Zarya, and Pharah. Winston is the ultimate Genji counter, as he has high HP, an unreflectable lightning cannon, and high levels of mobility to chase Genji down. Finally, our last tip today is going to be situational awareness. A huge amount of Genji's power comes through Reflect, allowing him to gain a great advantage both in one-on-one team fights and to counter entire enemy ultimates. Proper use of Reflect relies on having a constant awareness for enemy hero actions, and looking for clues that they might be about to use certain abilities. Unfortunately, this is a skill which can't really be learned quickly and comes more naturally over time, as you begin to understand the abilities, positioning, and cues for individual heroes.
Guys, I'm gonna end this episode here. I have no idea how to do this, but if you know, please be sure to tell me in the comments, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, my friends.